What is going on, guys? It is Wrestlelamia here, back with another video. Now SummerSlam is finally done, and what an incredible night it was. Many title changes, the return of a babyface Roman Reigns, Rhea and Dom split up, the Judgment Day in shambles, and much more. Now join us now as we do a quick recap of the show, as well as the good, the bad, and the downright ugly. As always, we start off with the recap first, as there's a musical performance by singer, songwriter, and rapper Jelly Roll as he starts the show along with a hype spot from Triple H. Cleveland's own The Miz is in the stands, pumping up the fans, and in case you missed it, The Miz is hosting SummerSlam. But first, we kick off with the Women's World Championship match as champion Liv Morgan takes on Rhea Ripley. Morgan does her best to duck Rhea, but she can't run forever, and once Rhea gets her hands on the champion, it looks like it's all over. However, Morgan targets Ripley's shoulder and goes to work until the Eradicator pops her dislocated shoulder right back in. Rhea closes in for the win until Dirty Dom distracts the referee, allowing Morgan to hit the Oblivion on Ripley on a steel chair, and it's over. 1, 2, 3, Liv Morgan retains the Women's World Championship. But after the match, Dirty Dom makes out with a seemingly surprised Morgan. Yeah, that's right, Rhea Ripley and Dominik Mysterio are now over. Next up is the Intercontinental Championship match as champion Sami Zayn takes on Bron Breakker. As Sami Zayn shows the undeniable heart that's taken him so far in the WWE. However, Bron has learned from the last match with the champion and he doesn't slow down, nailing a charging Zayn with a spear and following up with a second spear for the win, as Bron Breakker is now the new Intercontinental Champion. As United States Champion Logan Paul takes on LA Knight. Paul attacks Knight from behind, but LA quickly recovers and pummels Knight outside the ring. It's a back and forth bout until Paul hits the KO punch, only for Knight to somehow kick out. But meanwhile, Machine Gun Kelly hands Paul brass knuckles, and Paul hits Knight but doesn't connect fully. Paul goes for the buckshot lariat, but Knight blocks it, hitting the BFT for the win, as LA Knight is the new United States Champion. And next up is the WWE Women's Championship match as champion Bayley takes on Queen Nia Jax. The 2024 Queen of the Ring shows tremendous fire as she uses her vast size and power advantage to dominate the champion. However, Bayley's experience, speed, and resiliency keeps her in the match until she launches a strong counterattack, looking to end the match. But things turn sideways as Tiffany Stratton runs in with a Money in the Bank briefcase, but Bayley stops her from cashing in, knocking Tiffany off the mat apron. However, Nia regains control, hitting the Banzai drop to eliminate any chance of Bayley kicking out, as Nia Jax is now the new WWE Women's Champion. Tiffany then celebrates with the new champion as the announcers wonder whether Tiffany's cash-in was just a ploy. Next up, it's CM Punk vs Drew McIntyre with Seth Rollins as special referee. The special referee Seth Rollins calls it down the middle while thoroughly enjoying watching Punk and McIntyre brutalize each other. Punk snatches his friendship bracelet from McIntyre while he has the Anaconda device locked in, but it's not the best strategy as McIntyre recovers. Punk goes for the GTS only to pause when he sees Seth has the bracelet, but Punk hits the GTS on Rollins, a low blow by McIntyre, and a Claymore as Rollins recovers enough to make the 3 count as Drew McIntyre wins the match. McIntyre recovers the bracelet and walks back triumphantly. Backstage, Damian Priest and Finn Balor haven't found Dominik, but Priest apologizes for flying off the handle at Finn. Finn says he understands, but he's here if Priest needs help during his title match. And that match is up next as it's a World Heavyweight Championship match as champion Damian Priest takes on Gunther. Damian Priest rises to the occasion, taking everything the ring general throws at him and throwing back even more offense of his own. However, Priest doesn't count on treachery from Finn Balor, who places Gunther's leg on the bottom rope when it looks like game over for Gunther. Once Priest sees the replay, he turns his attention to Finn, allowing Gunther to hit a powerbomb and lock in the clutch, leading to the referee stopping the match, as Gunther is the new World Heavyweight Champion. But now it's time for some filler, as The Miz is joined in the ring by Awesome Truth partner R-Truth. However, they are interrupted by Grayson Waller and Austin Theory, or the Rock and Roll Express if you see the world through R-Truth's eyes. Waller and Theory insult Jelly Roll, congratulating him for making music even worse than R-Truth's. Jelly Roll is in the ring with a chair and he makes good use of it after Awesome Truth soften up Waller and Theory, and Jelly Roll even gets a decent chokeslam on Theory to leave the fans happy. And before the match, Cody Rhodes bumps into an old friend and mentor, Arn Anderson. Anderson tells Cody he's got a target on his back, but fortunately, some friends are on the way. And finally, it's now time for the main event as it's the Undisputed Championship match as champion Cody Rhodes takes on Solo Sikoa. Now Solo Sikoa shows he's learned from his previous encounters with Cody Rhodes, but he's still not at Cody's level. He doesn't have to be as the Bloodlines Tama Tonga and Tongaloa rush Cody. However, Cody's friends Kevin Owens and Randy Orton show up to even the odds and run them off. Cody goes to end the match with multiple crossroads only for Jacob Fatu to run in and assault Rhodes. Fatu hits an Uso splash, putting Cody through a table as Solo looks to finish things. However, Roman Reigns shows up, hitting a Superman punch on Solo, then spearing him. Cody hits Crossroads and pins Solo to retain the undisputed WWE Championship as SummerSlam closes out. That was a quick recap of the show. What about the good, the bad, and the downright ugly? Well, as always, we start off with the good as number 1, Rhea Ripley's badass spot. While tonight's opener between Rhea Ripley and Liv Morgan wasn't as good as many fans expected, it featured a badass spot where Rhea's shoulder was kayfabe dislocated after Morgan threw into the ring post. Ripley struggled with her bad wing until she seemingly popped her shoulder back in, stunning Morgan and the WWE. Ripley is a one-of-a-kind performer and spots like this only add to her mystique. Number 2, good things come in threes. Once again, Corey Graves, Michael Cole, and Pat McAfee show that 3-person announced teams aren't inherently good or bad. It's just a matter of finding the right chemistry, something clearly on display tonight as Cole provided commentary with a dash of favouring babyfaces, Graves providing the heel commentary, and Pat provided the wild card element that's turned him into such a powerhouse in sports broadcasting. Number 3, some grown-ass language. Not only was SummerSlam's commentary strong, but the use of occasionally salty language helped spice things up, whether it was Pat McAfee calling Dominik Mysterio a piece of shit, or Damian Priest storming through the Judgment Day clubhouse looking for that little prick Dominik. And we enjoy hearing people talk like real adults, as long as the show doesn't turn into an unrestrained parade of F-bombs and such. However, we're confident the WWE and its superstars won't fall into pro wrestling's all-too-common trap of taking a good thing and running it into the ground. Number 4, Braun's breakout moment. Braun Breaker is finally Intercontinental Champion. His win was inevitable as he's been pushed as a juggernaut on NXT and on the main roster. And tonight's win was all about showing how Braun's ring savviness has grown exponentially. Breaker's overconfidence and inexperience cost him what should have been a win over Sami at Money in the Bank, but Braun learned from his first match, destroying Sami in what would have been a squash if it wasn't for Sami's refusal to be steamrolled. Sami had a decent run, but it's obvious the WWE has bigger plans for Breaker, and unlike Gunther, he may be world champion within months after capturing the IC title. Number 5, LA Knight and Logan Paul bring a banger. LA Knight vs Logan Paul was everything fans expected, the charismatic LA Knight dishing out some much deserved punishment, and the arrogant Logan Paul cheating his way to get the edge before showcasing why he's more than just the best celebrity who wrestles, he's one outstanding wrestler. Paul's US Championship reign did everything the WWE wanted, getting it mainstream attention and generating enough heat on Paul that whoever beat him for the title got a major pop for being the person to shut him up. Knight's title win was just what he needed to bounce back into the driver's seat after losing to Roman Reigns at Crown Jewel and floundering on the blue brand. With any luck, Knight won't be the next sacrifice for the bloodline and he'll get a solid run as champion. He's got the in-ring skills to work with anyone and the mic skills and charisma to make any program entertaining. Number 6, long live the Queen. Has 40-year-old Nia Jax done anything to stand out from the many talented women currently competing in WWE? Well, that is a valid question, but you can't deny that Jax has improved since returning to the WWE last year, adding to her offense and showing she can work entertaining matches that work off her undeniable status as a monster heel. While some critics might argue Nia is enjoying a push due to her cousin sitting on the TKO Holdings board of directors, her willingness to improve herself is commendable. Even if Jax only has a short run as champion, her win will make her more marketable when she wrestles other opponents and puts the right talent over. Number 7, my own worst enemy. Superb storytelling turned tonight's grudge match into an epic that will go down in history as one of the all-time best bouts at SummerSlam. CM Punk shot himself in the foot again tonight as he snatched defeat from the jaws of victory after months of waiting to get his hands on Drew McIntyre. Punk vs McIntyre was too close to call except for Punk's habit of hurting himself, and no, we're not talking about being injury prone. Here, Punk saw Seth Rollins innocently wearing Punk's friendship bracelet, which had been displaced during the match and which Rollins probably wanted to safeguard until the end of the match. Or for whatever reason, Punk thought otherwise and attacked Seth, hitting a GTS that cost him the match. The ring psychology was amazing as the fans not only rejected the back and forth between McIntyre and Punk, but the dynamic involving the referee. Number 8, predictable but fun. Was there any doubt who was winning tonight? While the WWE could have swerved fans with 1 or 2 unexpected finishes, the WWE stuck to its plans rather than hot-shotting, making sure every finish served its purpose. Number 9, Roman's return. Speaking of a little predictable, Roman Reigns finally returned, taking out Solo Sikoa in a classic bit, giving Cody a subtle nod to the end of the match. But that was good, what about the bad? And to be honest, there's not much bad in this one. The only thing that we could complain about is a 3-hour pre-show. I mean, are people legitimately watching a 3-hour pre-show? I mean, if you are, more power to you. But at the same time, watching 3 hours of promos is just too much. Other than that, everything was just near perfect for this PLE. Oh yeah, and maybe put that ref cam in the bin. Did anyone seem to notice that whenever they were actually showing footage from the ref cam, it was just blurry and just unnecessary? It's a cool concept, but something that just shouldn't return at this point. Now, of course, it was nothing ugly. Tonight's show was all over the place, but when it was good, it was very good. Several matches focused on furthering long-term storylines such as Dominik's turn on Rhea. The production values were superb as always, including some of the new graphics, but the 3-hour pre-show was unnecessary, as was the Manscaped commercial. But there you have it, folks, our look at SummerSlam, as well as looking at the good, the bad, and the downright ugly. What do you guys think of SummerSlam this year? Let us know in the comments down below, and I'll see you next time with some more wrestling content.